The Inner Citadel, a timeless protocol for human flourishing and sovereign living. Chapter 2, Cultivating the Inner Virtues, Wisdom, Courage, Justice, and Temperance. The true measure of a flourishing life is not found in external achievements, possessions, or circumstances, but in the steady development of inner character. At the core of this character stand four timeless virtues that have guided thoughtful people across centuries: practical wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These qualities form an integrated whole, each supporting and strengthening the others. By intentionally cultivating them through small, repeated actions, you build an unshakable foundation that brings clarity, strength, fairness, and balance to every aspect of daily existence. Everything you need for this cultivation already resides within you. These pages simply offer a structured path to awaken and strengthen what is naturally present. Practical wisdom, the art of clear seeing and sound judgment. Practical wisdom is the ability to perceive situations accurately and respond with reasoned discernment. It involves looking beyond surface appearances to understand what is truly important, what serves long-term well-being, and what aligns with a life of integrity. Unlike mere cleverness or accumulated facts, wisdom grows through honest self-examination and reflective experience. It asks you to pause amid the rush of daily events and consider, what is the most reasonable course here? What does this situation genuinely require of me? To develop practical wisdom, begin with simple daily inquiry. When facing a decision, large or small, take a brief moment to step back from immediate impulses. Ask yourself a series of gentle but probing questions. What facts do I actually know? What assumptions am I making? How might this choice affect my own character and the well-being of those around me? Over time, this practice sharpens your perception. You become less prone to hasty judgments or emotional distortions. For example, in a moment of conflict, wisdom might reveal that the real issue is not winning an argument, but preserving mutual respect. In planning your day, it might guide you to prioritize depth over busyness. Wisdom also involves learning from both successes and missteps, without harsh self-criticism. Each outcome becomes a teacher. Reflect quietly. What did this reveal about reality, or about my own patterns? This reflective habit prevents repeating unhelpful cycles and gradually builds a more accurate mental map of life. Ancient observers noted that wisdom is not a destination, but a lifelong pursuit, one that deepens with age and attentive living. You already possess the seed of this virtue. Consistent, quiet attention causes it to grow. Courage, facing what must be faced. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act rightly even when fear is present. It manifests in many forms: speaking truth when silence would be easier, persisting through discomfort, or standing by your principles when external pressure mounts. Courage strengthens the will and prevents life from being dictated by avoidance or temporary discomfort. Cultivate courage for incremental practice. Identify small arenas where fear or hesitation appears, perhaps initiating a difficult conversation, trying a new habit, or admitting a mistake. Instead of waiting for overwhelming motivation, take one deliberate step forward despite the unease. Notice that courage often follows action rather than preceding it. The act of choosing to move, even modestly, builds inner resolve. Over repeated instances, what once felt daunting becomes more manageable. Courage also appears in quieter forms: the courage to rest when overwork beckons, to say no to unhealthy demands, or to face uncomfortable truths about your own habits. Without courage, wisdom remains theoretical, justice stays unspoken, and temperance falters under pressure. By practicing courage daily, even in seemingly minor ways, you train yourself to meet larger challenges with greater steadiness. Remember that true courage serves a higher purpose. It is not reckless boldness, but reasoned action in service of what is good and right. Justice, fairness and kindness in relation to others. Justice extends beyond formal rules or laws to encompass a deep sense of fairness, respect, and goodwill toward fellow human beings. It calls you to consider the common good, to treat others with equity, and to contribute where you are able. At its root, justice recognizes our shared humanity, that each person, like you, seeks to live with dignity and purpose. Develop justice through mindful interactions. In conversations, practice truly listening before responding. In decisions that affect others, weigh their perspectives alongside your own. Perform one small act of fairness or kindness each day, offering help without expectation of return, giving credit where it is due, or extending patience to someone struggling. These acts need not be grand. Their power lies in consistency and sincerity. Justice also includes self-regard, treating yourself with the same fairness you extend to others, avoiding excessive self-blame or neglect. This virtue fosters stronger relationships and a greater sense of belonging. When you act justly, you create ripples of trust and goodwill. It counters tendencies towards selfishness or indifference, reminding you that personal flourishing is intertwined with the well-being of the wider community. Justice, when practiced steadily, elevates daily life from mere self-interest to a more generous and connected existence. Temperance, balance, self-control, and moderation. Temperance is the virtue of moderation and self-mastery. It involves governing desires and impulses so they serve rather than enslave you. In a world filled with constant stimuli and competing demands, temperance helps you maintain equilibrium, neither suppressing healthy enjoyment nor allowing excesses to disrupt your peace and effectiveness. Build temperance by observing your habits around food, speech, work, rest, and consumption of information or entertainment. Notice where impulses pull you toward overindulgence or avoidance. Then introduce gentle boundaries and alternatives. For instance, if scrolling through content late into the evening disrupts rest, choose a fixed cutoff time and replace it with a short period of reflection or reading. If anger rises quickly in discussion, practice pausing before speaking. Temperance is not deprivation. It is wise stewardship of your energy and attention so that you can live more fully and deliberately. This virtue supports all the others. Wisdom requires a calm mind. Courage needs sustained energy. Justice flourishes when desires do not cloud judgment. Through daily moderation, you cultivate freedom, the freedom to choose responses rather than being driven by unchecked urges. Small, consistent acts of restraint or balance compound over time, creating a life of greater harmony and self-possession. Integrating the four virtues into daily life, these four virtues do not operate in isolation. They form a harmonious system. Wisdom informs when and how to apply courage, justice, and temperance. Courage provides the strength to live wisely and justly even when inconvenient. Justice ensures that temperance and wisdom benefit more than just yourself. Temperance keeps the other virtues sustainable by preventing burnout or excess. To weave them together, create a simple daily rhythm. In the morning, set a quiet intention aligned with one or more virtues. Today, I will practice clear judgment in my decisions. Or, I will respond with patience and fairness. During the day, look for natural opportunities to express them. In the evening, reflect briefly without judgment. Where did these qualities appear? Where might greater attention have helped? This rhythm turns abstract virtues into lived realities. Challenges will arise. Old habits, external pressures, or strong emotions may test your progress. View these moments as practice fields rather than failures. Each time you return to the virtues after a lapse, you strengthen the neural and character pathways that make them more automatic. Progress is rarely linear. It unfolds through patient, repeated effort. The rewards of this cultivation are profound and far-reaching. A life rooted in these virtues brings greater inner stability amid change. Relationships deepen through fairness and self-control. Work and creative pursuits gain clarity and persistence. Most importantly, you experience the quiet satisfaction of becoming more fully yourself, aligned, capable, and at peace with your choices. Everything required for this growth is already within you. The capacity for wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is part of our shared human inheritance. These qualities emerge through attentive living and small, consistent actions. No external resources are needed, only your own mindful presence and willingness to practice. Begin today with one virtue. Choose a single manageable way to express it in the next few hours. Notice the subtle shift in how you feel and act. Over time, as these qualities strengthen, you will discover a deeper sense of sovereignty and fulfillment. The inner citadel is fortified not by grand declarations, but by the steady, daily cultivation of these timeless virtues.